Well, hello, everybody.
Howdy, chat. How is everyone doing?
Who are you?
I'm Gizmo. Who are you?
I'm dead. I'm in Turkey. Don't worry about me. How are you doing? Welcome
I'm
to your
doing
first
just
stream.
swell. Yeah. It's good to be here. Good to be with everyone here on a lovely Wednesday evening, or whatever time it is in your local jurisdiction.
It's Friday night somewhere, as I always say. Absolutely. So I'm being brave. I'm bringing out Minotaur. I want to try to farm some good old battleships, if I may.
Now, are you in a smoke
we'll
Minotaur or radar Minotaur?
I am a coward and I'm playing smoke Minotaur. Yes.
You're not a coward if it's just making you not die immediately.
I mean, hiding in smoke is kind of a cowardly thing to do, and kind of farm everything from there. But hi, everybody from chat. It is good to see you. No sound.
No
Can
sound.
you hear me? Hello? Test 1, 2? Are we good?
Why are we not
Don't
hearing
hurt your
Turkish?
powers.
Well, we shouldn't be hearing Turkish no matter what.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could. That would be cool. Why is it not Constantinople is what I want to know.
Sound now.
Yeah, so everybody knows I'm not going to be the elephant in the room. I will own up to my own stupidity in some cases. But rest assured, we are doing some spring cleaning in the official Discord, so it might shuffle up a little bit. We're kind of taking this opportunity to clean up some of the vestigial channels and things that are in there, but everything is safe. All the personal account information, everything on Discord is perfectly fine. We just, sometimes you just got to get new life experiences, and I wouldn't recommend this one. So currently dealing with all of the nonsense associated with bad actors online. Go figured. The internet's a dangerous place, guys.
It really is.
Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk?
I think we should just go back to all using like stone tablets, papyrus. I think we were better off.
I mean, you say that. I literally was at a LARP this weekend, and it was fantastic, just disconnecting from all sorts of technology.
Well, tell us more. What were you LARPing?
LARPing. So there is a cool LARP happening here. It's kind of based somewhat off of Beakeling, if anybody's heard of that, which that was my first one I did last year, which was crazy. And had like 8,000 people on the battlefield with, full-on cannons, monsters, lines of archers, and shield walls, and full plate mail, and all that jazz. It was like an 8,000 person battle. It was awesome. But it's like been going on for 20 years, so they built up like this huge,
Big hidden that Schlieffen.
The traveling up north. They're trying to basically rebuild and make one here in the States. So it's actually kind of pretty close. In Sherwood called Heinefall, free shout out. And they're just getting started. I think they've had like 4 or 5 of their kind of big things, and it's getting bigger each year. And that was my weekend. I went around and got smacked with swords and arrows and shot people with my arrows, and it was a great time.
And just to be clear, because you are still alive, so I assume they're the arrows with sort of big foam tips.
They are, yeah.
Yes.
They do a good job making sure that everything is not going to actually be fatal, for better or worse. And it's still, I think it's a 30-pound draw limit on the bow, and they still pack a punch. Like my arm is like pretty much fully bruised from the drawstring on that thing. And gosh, I started up the keto diet as well.
Oh yeah.
So trying to do strenuous activity after being on that diet for a little while is
your timing really is impeccable with that.
It seems to always be the case. Yeah, I was just wrapping up the diet the last time I went on the Beakeling. So yeah, but I was absolutely just demolished at the end of the 4th battle. Anyway, enough about that. We're playing Warships.
We are.
15.0 is out. People who may have recognized, we have a new leaderboard. We have noticed a few grumblings in community sentiment regarding the leaderboard, so we're taking that into account and gonna use it as lessons learned. But this one should be much more fair across the board because it is based off of the best XP you can get in a single match.
So it's not cumulative.
Excited to
it
see
is
that.
Single match. Was
I
something
need
we heard,
to get
from the last one.
Used to being on this side of the streaming PC, so I need to get my my chat popped out so I can read all of the beautiful people in chat.
Well, I have not been used to being on a streaming PC whatsoever, so this is all very new to me.
I just opened up with a Thunderer. Thank God, I think he's reloading because he was about to just give me the business. I'm pretty sure.
Just ruin your day.
I think my day was about to be ruined. But now we're okay. We
I
got a
say, if
couple shots
anyone
off her.
has played a game they know very well on an entirely different computer, it's like someone's like switched my right and my left hand. Like I know what the things are supposed to do, but the things at the end of my wrist just don't seem to be following my commands the way that they normally do.
There's the pop out of chat. Now I can read you guys a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, so suffice to say, it's been a heck of a day. I see J Shards in there. Got some spicy picks from Snarf. And let you tell you, I really am not gonna entertain that message, sir. Contain yourself or be moderated. Let's get to see J Shards. Hi.
Is fire still on spacebar? Yes, it is actually. Oh no, fire's on N. So it's there you go.
We did have to see if he was gonna get Gaishu'd. The ghost of Gaishu, unfortunately, does not live on currently. Ooh, can I get some shots on this Thunderer, maybe?
Oh, time to pop my
Please.
F key and try and smack this
looks like he's about
Desmoines
to
through
have
the
a bad day,
nose.
though. Oh,
Yep.
don't show myself, don't show myself, don't show myself. Oh, I'm going to show myself.
Oh, there's a
Pop my
Vermont
smoke,
over there.
Pray.
There were 2 Vermonts over there. Well, that's somewhat unfortunate.
Oh, no, he's shooting. Is he shooting at me? I think he's shooting at me. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's the Minotaur feel right there. Oh, but I got him. Vengeance is mine, and I heal like a son of a donk. We got there.
A
Heck
son
yeah.
of a donk indeed.
Just get 150k damage, spotting on a sub to get 4,000 base XP. Duh. That would be impressive. I know subs apparently do get a nice little modifier, but I mean, if you're getting 4,000 base XP, I don't care what you're playing, you freaking deserve it.
And again, I will say, as I said last week, I'm not good at submarines. Not the ones that start as submarines, and not the rest of my ships, which always seem to end up as submarines. So, like this, for example, who put this island there? It wasn't there before, and yet.
I think this sub is spotting me right now, but theoretically with my hydro, I shouldn't be in too much danger? Question mark? Are those going past him? What's happening here?
Say thank you, Zui, for cutting away from me, very slowly backing away from this island at 6 knots.
I can't tell if he's coming towards me or going away from me. I think I'm hitting him.
Looks like he is going away, so
Ooh.
you're shooting at the Napoli, according to the
I
mini-map.
think I'm going to get rid of that. Ping. Turn away. Turn away. We're fine. Wasn't even worried about it. Let's go.
Yes, that was the vocal pitch of someone who was not even worried about it.
That's just my normal singing in the rain. I'm singing
Now,
in the rain.
I do seem to be
He's
fully
sending
Austin
more
Powersing myself against this island.
torpedoes.
Oh, that was a good hit on the Minotaur.
I'm pretty sure singing in the rain has got to be like free use at this point, right? We don't have to worry about
It's
it.
closing in on 100. I don't know if we're there yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, shit.
anyone in chat who knows when Singing in the Rain was first introduced? We do not have Google ability.
Oh, get out of here, submarine. You think you can get me? I'm coming for you. I'm coming. I'm gonna drop some barrels full of explosives on you. That's the goal. Oh, but how are we doing today, chat? How have we been enjoying 15.0? How are we enjoying the new year? We did a review of all the sentiments and stuff. Thank you for everybody who put the surveys for. Ooh, hello. That looks like Farm Target if I've ever seen one. The surveys for 1411 and all of the Christmas stuff. Got some really nice feedback there from everybody who did that and reviewed it today. So we appreciate it. We hope to make next year even better. But so fill out those surveys. We do dig into them quite a bit. That was our early morning meeting today. I can't hit this guy to save my life.
There seems to be a perfectly Minotaur-shaped hole in my dispersion.
I'm saying, we're fine. I am going to get the sub, maybe. Probably not, but I'm going to try.
Singing in the Rain, the movie premiered in the U.S. in March and April 1952.
From the 20s? We're in the 20s. What's up, Evan?
52. Year was 25th day.
The 25th day of the fourth moon
Of the yes.
of the second song.
in the month
In
of
the last
Kislev.
eon of time. Oh no, I choose to eat those. I went out on my own accord on that one. I'll let it be said. Now I can focus on chat. The real entertainment. Hi everybody. 1952 for the movie release. The song came out in the 20s. But what would it be? I wonder who would actually have the copyright laws on. Copyright laws are weird. Uh-oh.
Oh, that was brutal.
World of Warships worked as an as operations and logistics officer, and on the side I handed out its security in my base while I was in the military.
Oh, darn it.
Never click things from someone you don't know. That is the lesson. Everybody in chat, no matter how clever, how much you trust, how much you think you know somebody online,
you never really know.
give them a call. See a face.
The people you meet
know
on the
who
internet.
you're talking to. The internet's a scary place.
I suppose you don't really know them.
Yeah,
do you?
I'm AI. I'm a robot. So
See, I meant
don't
this one
believe
on the
me.
internet,
Like,
so-
you never know what to trust anymore. Everything's crazy. Yeah, it's been a day. But anyway.
Well, there she goes.
Yeah,
My
there
beautiful,
she
beautiful
goes.
boat.
Let's get into another game. So I think there's plenty. It is kind of close. We'll check in afterwards and see if we're gonna be able to pull that one out. Maybe we should get some polls going if whether or not.
I say I don't know about
Who's gonna
everyone
get
else.
more
I'm getting
XP?
close to finishing my Rusillon Dockyard.
Ooh, Lucien. That's actually a good
I
point.
only need
Oh.
about 2 million more potential damage, and then this will be my last of the phases.
Let me show off the Roussillon.
And then we can do that.
Do you have a Jean Bart?
I do have the Jean Bart.
Do you want to do like a Jean Bart versus Roussillon?
Well, I say if we're doing tier 9 French, my new favorite is the La Havre.
Yeah?
La Havre.
That's a beautiful pronunciation. I think French people in the world are not judging us
French,
Americans at all right now.
So stereotypically considerate when it comes to non-native French speakers attempting their language.
I was about to make a mistake, but I'm not going to attempt my French accent live on the internet with clips and Twitch and all these people, beautiful people from around the world. You guys don't deserve that, so we will save it. You don't need to be crazy good, just have fun. That's true. And they're back. How the heck you doing, man? Another fantastic CC out there. If anybody hasn't gone and supported They're Back, give them a follow. Get some good tips when it comes to playing the DD, the best of all the classes.
Mhm.
Fight me. Come at me. I got torpedoes. I'll launch them at you.
Let's see. Hi, is there any chance we can get some in-game sound? Are we missing our in-game sound?
In-game sound. We have a production. They were working on it. That is good to know. Cheers. I'll try to maybe I can turn up my my game volume team. That might help. That
I'll
is
check my
interesting.
settings, see if am I muted? No, my volume is.
Any drops today? It should just be so. Again, last week we started the drops for the NA cycle. This week we do not have a new patch, so it is just catch-up time for people who have missed the EU streams. There will be a new one tomorrow, I believe, on the EU server, which you should go check them out. Those beautiful people. I think Unrog. I'm muted again. Uh-oh. Why am I muted?
Did we lose the snarf?
Uh-oh. Production. You guys don't want to hear me anyway.
First Discord now, Twitch.
I'm cursed.
He's being systematically removed. I say someone somewhere just snapped Snarf out of existence.
Yeah, where's the Thanos? The Thanos mic snap.
Mr.
You hear me? Okay,
Zuikatsu.
cool. Everyone's just trolling me. Guys, I'm fragile right now.
Mr. Zuikatsu, I don't feel so good.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Years
How
in progress,
long ago-
fantastic.
How long ago was Endgame? That was a long time ago.
You know what?
feels
That
like.
was the last good Marvel movie.
I don't think I've seen any since.
Yeah, you really haven't missed out much. They've all been kind of like the same movie with different skins, essentially, is kind of my take on it. It's just like you have the character intro, you have like a romantic love interest, they have a friend or someone that they're close with, they get powerful, they have some sort of drama that pushes them away from each other, they overcome some bad thing. They realize like, oh, I was being a jerk. They get back with the friend. They beat the bad guy, and the movie's over. And I feel like that's been every Marvel movie for the last. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, chat?
No, you're. Now I would say our friendly CV did just fly into the fighters, which, is I guess good for the enemy CV for having them there. Initially though, when he put those fighters down, our CV was way over on the other side of the map, which is made me want to remind everyone, fighters no longer do spotting.
Big deal.
So if you are a CV and you are in the habit of putting your fighters down to try and get some spots on the enemy, they will no longer do so.
Did you know that the Roussillon is very accurate?
Well, it is French. It does seem to be their thing.
They like... Oh, no. Speaking of Roussillons, leave me alone, Wallet Warrior. I appreciate your name. And keeping me employed.
Enemy submarine over there on the surface.
All right, let's pop our reload booster. I think we have a decent angle on this lad. Maybe.
Oh, that is a lot of torpedoes coming from a very angry-looking smokescreen.
So is it superstructure? Yeah, a little bit. We can go a bit higher, a little bit further ahead. And try again. Maybe HE would have been better there. I don't know. Zukatsu, should I have done HE there? Was that a silly?
If you're really good at aiming, you hit the nose.
Okay, so yes, I should have used HE there. So you would have stayed with AP. I should have stayed with HE.
Now my problem is I'm trying to fight a Valparaiso with something that is not a Valparaiso.
That's a great thing to do if you're not in secondary range.
I am
pretty sure.
In fact in secondary range because I am playing my La Havra, and that also wants to be in secondary range.
Yes, I think the Valparaiso wins that engagement. But
I am now.
Okay. Is he about to beach himself?
I'm on a triple fire, so I'm probably just gonna die.
I think he's about to beach himself. Son of a beach.
Son of a beach, indeed.
Is he not going to beach himself?
I might live to get the
I got
Stamicon
5,000 damage on him, which is equivalent of 0 damage.
I think I'm going to stay spotted here by this Valp, and I will probably be dead
Let's
here.
get back in the action. We're kind of just
one more
like
secondary
wandering
hit.
Roussillon's exhaust doesn't rotate. It does. We're just not zooming, you know?
Let's see what Snarf is doing.
I'm currently just taking a nice Mediterranean cruise out in the middle of nowhere, it seems like.
It looks relaxing.
It is not incredibly productive, but maybe me not feeding is... I think that is the name of success in so many regards.
See, now I
think I can get a nice shot out here, though. Methinks I can snipe this... The Val Pal Riso.
Let's see.
2000.
Snarf, your ship's on fire. Oh no, it's Gizmo ship. Well, I appreciate the heads up.
Oh, baby, that's what we're talking about. It's a Valparaiso barbecue. Don't know why I'm using that voice, but we're going it. That's my French impression. That's my French impression of a military battleship commander blowing up Valparaisos from afar.
I'm new to Texas, and so I haven't heard a lot of French down here, but I'd say that's the closest thing to French I've heard.
So I would really question your intelligence, but that's just me.
Well, certainly the closest thing I've heard to French in Texas.
In Texas, okay, fair. I think he's coming around the corner when he comes.
Although, and again, any Texas natives in chat, feel free to say if I'm off base here. I haven't heard a lot of the stereotypical Southern accent since I've been here. Maybe it's because we're in Austin, and that's not a particularly rural area, but none of that drawl that I was really expecting.
There's really not, especially Austin. Austin in particular is pretty. I don't know what the right word is. Westernized, maybe. I hope I'm not offending people by saying that. God, I want to kill this guy so bad. So I know I want to stay basically at the 12 km range, which I am no longer in, so I'm going to try to run away. I'm going to pop that speed boost. And I would love to kill him. Let's go like right about there. Oh my gosh, that accuracy. It's like the freaking Sabir, but it's like, oh, that should have been better. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. That looks good. That looks good. I want it. Give it to me. That looks. Oh, you kidding? I want a salad. I don't know why, but that makes me want to have a salad. Austin was invaded by Rhode Islanders, and they have dented the Texas draw. That seems like a really tinfoil hat theory, but if it's true, I want to see your sources.
I know Texas people don't like California. Is there now beef with Rhode Island? I feel like there aren't enough people in Rhode Island to have beef with Rhode Island.
I know. Well, we had Gaishu go back to Rhode Island, right?
Oh, is that where he went?
I think that's accurate. I think that's Gaishu lore. Is that accurate, Gaishu lore? Am I telling falsities?
Speaking of beef, I have beef with this Valparaiso, not just because he was
I'm
responsible for
trying
my
to
death.
kill him. I've done 91,000 damage, but he's still just fine.
My waifu is not, in fact, trash. Steam-chan, the ultimate waifu, is the best waifu.
We have one in the office.
We do.
We could have a co-stream with Steam Chan.
She, I think she'd be a better co-host than I am. I think
That
you
is
do
not
well.
true. You're selling yourself short. All right, so talk about your first week's experience. You've got 1 week in the bag, which we then had a very short or long weekend rather. How's it compared to what you expected, and
Well,
what did you think it was going to be like working for Ouija? And
it is a lot warmer
about
here than back. I would say back home, but it's not home anymore. Than back in Cleveland. That also takes some getting used to. Whenever I'm like, oh, I'm going to go home, I keep thinking that's Ohio. That is not. I live here now. So Texas is interesting. HEB seems to be a way of life.
tis. It is a religion, a cult of HEB.
So I went into an HEB and they had one of every item ever produced in the world, funnily enough. I asked, do you have, and before I even finished the sentence, I was told yes. So
yes, I think they do a wonderful job taking care of their employees, which leads to that good customer service. And yes, they are massive. They're Texas sized. I wouldn't say they're Bucky sized. Bucky's is his own beast. You did stop at a Bucky's.
I did stop at a Bucky's on the way down.
Okay,
I got
cool.
some delicious fudge and
like
some
fudge.
saltwater taffy, which I generally enjoy, but I got the assorted bag of saltwater taffy. And as it turns out, assorted means we couldn't sell this flavor on its own because it wasn't popular. So maybe if you put enough 3s in one bag, it'll become a 9. And that just didn't work out. So I got a lot of peppermint, a lot of black licorice, a lot of grape. The grape was all right. I didn't mind the grape, but black licorice and peppermint
Was it grape? Grape. Sorry, I was trying to. Ignore me. Go on.
Yeah, no, as someone, I tried one black licorice, hoping it was not black licorice, and as soon as I saw that it was, I realized how many more were left in the bag, and I was left very sad with what I had acquired there.
So you mentioned that it was like warmer here. You realize like we've had some of the coldest days you'll ever experience in Texas.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is t-shirt weather. Like you guys were like, man, it's getting cold out, and I was walking around
Katsu
outside.
was the northerner. My lord, is it really that cold up there?
I mean, I was also one of those jerks that everyone hated because I would be wearing like shorts in January, not because I wanted to make a statement. I just wasn't cold. Let's see. Is 07 to you? Max.
It's a misty.
Iowa disagrees. It's going to be negative 35 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow.
The world's
well,
biggest cornfield. I thought that was supposed to be Indiana.
no, we actually have like the biggest corn. Like we have.
Oh, like the corn itself is large.
It is
And
giant
in charge.
concrete statues of ears of corn, and that is in Ohio,
Okay.
which I think really sums up the state.
Hey, corn's important. Like
Corn is very important.
almost too important, I'd argue.
We got 10
Something
high
good? Oh, come
for a
on,
weekend
Brandenburg.
in Ohio. This is true. You can certainly do a lot more in Texas, right? There are a lot of days in Ohio where you just can't do a lot.
Well, I didn't die.
You didn't.
I didn't die.
You, in fact, lived.
I did, in fact, live. Vaguely. I don't think I was going to live for much longer. But
So the stream title is accurate, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Sir Snarf lives.
I do. No, we're not focused on that. Big deal is you. You are here. You are the first
Well, hang on.
stream.
I have my Dockyard. Zui, if you want to switch over to me.
Ooh.
I am about to get the. I can close the. Did I miscount? No, this is phase 19. Never mind. But look at how beautiful the Dockyard is, everybody.
Oh, do you have enough missions today to be able to?
There's one more.
more?
So yes, I will get it when I complete the last stage completely. I thought this was the last mission. I hadn't checked this in a hot second, but yes, I will have the Roussillon.
I did want to show this off. Where is? I wanted to sort by not number of battles, but the win rate. So, that's the opposite of what I want to see.
Ooh, flight control.
See if we can continue the streak. I'm probably going to do it because now I'm running. I've played 14 battles in this thing, which obviously I need to pump up those with some rookie numbers. But I'm at an 86% win rate, guys. This is a good boat.
It's a good boat.
Come in, good boat. I like
If
good boat.
Snarf can get an 86% win rate.
Exactly. Anything is possible. So I'm going to bring out the super ship. What you going to bring?
Super ship. Well,
That noble patina.
I only have one super ship. I have the Annapolis, and don't get me wrong, I like it, but I don't love it. I prefer the Des Moines. I think something is lost when you just add another turret. Bigger is not always better. And maybe that's why I don't feel quite at home in Texas yet. I need to get used to that bigger is better mentality.
Where was it? We went to lunch the other day. It was the Pluckers, and I think so. We got the salad and was I wouldn't say rudely awakened, but behold the serving styles that is Texas dishes.
Yeah,
he was slightly different than what we expected back in.
I don't think I've ever seen someone alarmed
Great
by
North.
a salad in quite the same way. Salads are generally not a very threatening. Just in terms of aura, they're not a very threatening item. But yeah, this salad, man.
Well, speaking of which, we have one coworker who loves spicy
Mm-hmm.
and was defeated. It was good. I want to get that spicy next time. That's yeah.
Well,
That's how that aura.
we went out to get what was it pho the other day, and you made it so it was more sriracha than
It's just the right
anything
amount
else.
of sriracha.
It
I will
was
have you know.
an
They
insane.
don't call me sriracha for no reason.
It was ludicrous.
It is
I thought
just enough.
you were doing a bit at first. I thought you were like, oh man, I put a little too much
no.
sriracha. I might as well commit for the bit.
No,
No, that's just how much he uses.
No, it's like if I usually like my gauge is how much like there's always like the rim, like the safety rim when they're carrying it over so it doesn't spill over. Like you gotta fill up the broth so you get like that much extra volume of pho if you use enough sriracha. So basically you're just like saving money and like buying half a bottle of sriracha, like that's like half the value of the pho right there. So I'm basically
That's
just
true.
100% more value out of my meal than everybody else.
But we had a nearly full bottle of sriracha when we sat down, and I don't know if anyone else had any at all because by the time we got up, that bottle was at least
always
half
offer
empty.
it to everybody else first.
No, I'm not saying you took. I'm not saying you were selfish. I'm just saying in terms of volume, it was at least half a bottle that went into your dish specifically.
Thereabouts, but it's delicious. Highly recommend. Anybody who wants it, you get extra limes. You get the Thai basil. You got to make sure you like grab it and rip it up and throw it in first. And then you get the little bit of the hoisin, the oyster sauce. Throw that in there, and then you have to get extra limes. They give you like, especially when they give you like the one like measly little lime wedge. Ain't gonna cut it.
If you
gotta
are
get
afflicted
4 or 5.
the way I am, don't get the cilantro. It'll ruin it. I have the
True.
cilantro soap gene, and that was not good.
That is truly. I'm so sorry that you have to
Let's see.
to bear witness to that.
Moose. Salute to Lizzie's. Thank you. Good to see you, buddy. It's always
Sriracha
fun to
is kind of
see
expensive.
people
They're
I've
hard to
played the
get.
game with for a long time.
How many have you ran into? Many like prior clanmates and whatnot?
Actually, I have.
Tell chat who weren't here for your introduction last week. What's your experience with World of Warships like?
Let's see. Well, I've
What
been
do you know about this
playing
game?
since Alpha, so I've been playing for quite a long time. In terms of my clan progression, let's see. I did some time in the RNG cluster. I played in let's see. Moose there was from actually the last clan I was in before I came here. Actually, Legionnaire, our good previous CM, good friend, the last of the great beards.
You're bringing the beard back. You're bringing the beard back. Don't worry.
I'm a novice to the art of the beard, but I will hopefully make an impression. But no, he was from that same clan, or at least he had been there briefly. But Wisco was with them. Shadow Cartel was the first clan I was in, way back when. So yeah, I've kind of bounced around. I've done some merking for some of the bigger clans out there. So PN, YOLO Kraken. I guess I was with them back. Like I did some stuff with them back when they were still just YOLO, before they merged. But yes, and also good luck, have fun as always.
GLHF
I appreciate
07.
good manners. It costs nothing to be nice.
Throw out the 6-7.
See,
I just have a cool
it costs
hairdo.
nothing to be nice, but apparently it also costs nothing to be rude because 6-7 dropping that in the chat.
It's just
I cannot say I approve of
8-9.
that action.
Gotta be hip with the
youth of today?
the generation. I am so cool. I just need like a cool hat and like a skateboard.
Clan of the Cave Beard.
Hello,
Yes,
fellow kids.
there were a lot of very large beards, and I mean that in a completely literal sense. A lot of guys that just had very thick, sort of Duck Dynasty-esque beards in my last clan.
Cool. That is muted. Just making sure. Pop.
A Legionnaire beard Padawan. I would be honored if he would take me under his wing as a beard Padawan. That I do not deserve such an honor, but I would appreciate it.
No, so Aros, you say that, but I'm pretty sure like anyone who's over 25 is more acutely aware of this stupid 6-7 meme than anyone else, just because it's so frustrating.
My dad said it to me the other day.
Haha! That's how you know it's really cool when your
yeah.
dad starts saying them.
When my dad hit me with the 6-7, that was an
An
experience.
enlightening moment. Hey, let him do what he want to do. All right,
Bear in mind, this is
dropping backwards. Oh, you're doing alphabets, huh?
the
You're trying to get
most
your secondary
usual communication I get from my dad. Like, the thing we do every day is the Wordle. So that's the kind of, like, communication I was expecting. And then all of a sudden, he dropped a 6-7 on me. And ow, first of all. That was incredibly painful. And
Do you
so
want to drop
was
the
the
smoke for you?
6-7. No, I'll talk behind this island.
Okay.
What is my favorite ship to play? Neat NARP. Good question. Prince Adalbert, since it's come out, has been up there. Historically, my favorite ship to play has probably been the Warspite. For a long time, that was my most played ship. Then the GK took over for a while, Schlieffen. And then I've been getting more into destroyers. If you saw me last week, you know that one of the ships I find most annoying is these high-speed HE spamming destroyers. So I've been trying to learn their ways, and so I have ground all the way to the Kleber.
Torps, Batman.
I have the Cassard. So I'm trying to increase my destroyer level, and as such, my win rate overall has tanked because I am playing ships that I am explicitly not very good at. Then again, at its best, my win rate was nothing special. But
You say that. I think you were hired explicitly because you were actually pretty darn good at the game.
I was hired because I know the game. I think Zui was hired because he was good at the games. I think it's a very different qualification. Zuikatsu, of course, being our resident gameplay expert. I was hired because I can give you random fun facts about boats. My trivia knowledge, I think, is what brought me onto the team. For instance, I was wondering out loud the other day when we were going to get the third version of the ship that is currently in the game as both the Rio and the Agincourt, because between being Brazilian and being British, it was actually going to be Ottoman.
Interesting.
So I was
Oh, I shouldn't have do that on camera. Sorry.
hoping that we could get the third version of that ship.
You
But
saw nothing, chat.
we will never know.
I was so scared. I thought that I thought he was gonna tort me to oblivion. I thought, oh, that was great. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if the camera's even on me, but we
Let's see.
killed.
You old folks do what you can to stop the kids from being cool. I appreciate that. I'm very sorry to this Wisconsin. I didn't see you there, buddy.
Good.
Just a little love tap.
Love tap. Just a love tap.
Love tap.
All right, there we go.
Great song.
Do I be ballsy and just go? No.
Yes, of course you do.
No, I'd be responsible.
Do it for
Yeah,
the stream.
see, he's dead. That's
Do it-
it's, I always get freaking caught by the Prince Adalbert's hydro.
Do it for the stream. I'm gonna really date
Nope.
myself here.
Nope,
Do it
nope,
for the
nope.
Vine. Do it for the
Nope.
Vine, Snarf.
No, Vine doesn't exist anymore. We have TikTok now. There's no more.
I feel like chat's gonna be with me. Do it for the Vine is better.
Agreed. Oh, I think. All right, now we do kill this guy now, though.
The energy on Do It for the Vine just cannot be taught. It's the same way that like thanks Obama when that was a meme.
Please die. Please.
Just that it never
There it
carried the
is.
same weight with any other politician, just because that was where it started.
It was an era.
It was an era. The era of Vine.
Ooh, Libertad is
2016.
stuck on a
Really,
wall.
once we lost Harambe, it was all downhill from there.
I mean, we already knew that though. Like we knew exactly what the loss of Harambe meant for
How?
civilization. I witnessed that. If that makes you feel any better,
Well,
It
at
was-
least I have
it
witnesses
was a
to
Mad
my,
Max moment. Like
my
you
execution
went full
by
chrome.
Minnesota. Minnesota, a ship that I feel like does not get enough love because people are just in a hurry to get the Vermont. But the Minnesota is pretty solid, as evidenced by the fact that it just removed a good chunk of my health and killed me.
I think I can hunt down this Libertad. Let's speed boost. Speed boost. Let's see if we can get the. We're going battleship hunting.
Let's see. You have 0 pop culture knowledge, so it's a good thing Gizmo has your back. I don't have pop culture knowledge.
This cut 0 pop
I have
count.
trivia knowledge, and I have 0 anime knowledge. So that was something I was excited to learn about because we, of course, have a lot of anime captains, anime ships, and anime fans.
We have Evan,
the
biggest
Weebery
anime
is
fan.
immense.
Do we? I think we save our reloads. I think that Minnesota is going to keep pushing up, though. Maybe not.
I was born in 1980, so I'll be 28 this year. Boy, do I feel that.
Yeah, that's how it works. I like your math. There's a main over there, which is spooky. I really want to. I feel like this Libertad's doing a good job by dragging me away from where I need to be.
Oh, poi.
But
Yes,
on
chat.
principle, I want to
Poi.
murder him.
Oh, man, that was the first anime meme I remember from this game. That was Yudachi, right? That's like that.
All right,
That's
I
her
think we have a
catchphrase. is
pretty
poi.
good lineup on this main.
Someone who's more weebish will have to correct me there.
I'm just gonna send one wave at that guy.
You're only ever as old
Oh,
as you
that one's-
feel. Oh no, yeah,
we'll
no,
send
I'm
2.
with you there. If you're only ever as old as you feel, I am 85 years old.
Actually, no, we want
My knees make noise every time I stand up. Every time it's just.
You're too.
Um,
Speaking of which, didn't you just get like folded over the other day? Like, wasn't that your like entryway to
this morning, I took I went
this
to
morning?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at 7 a.m. So I woke up extra early to get my tuchus handed to me.
Tuchus,
Yeah,
l'chaim.
indeed. So no, I was turned into a pretzel. Although I was lucky, I was only turned into a pretzel because the guy I was sparring with was a British Army vet, and he could have probably snapped me in half like a Kit Kat. So, I feel like I got off easy.
I think I got this Minnesota. The Minnesota. Oh, is he gonna? I think he's. Oh
I
no,
think
he's going fast.
Katsu can confirm that you went a little further north than Minnesota. I think you went full Canuck.
Don't you know? Don't you know? I love
He's about to
people
start asking for
torpedoes.
poutine and maple syrup.
We were talking about Bicoline earlier. Oh, I think are any of those gonna hit? Tragedy. Did he
Also,
actually
another
get
ship
away?
that I feel like does not get enough love.
Maybe-
Scarlet Thunder. I just
Okay, we got a couple.
love the way
Got
the
a couple.
skin looks on this ship. The way the hovercraft aesthetic is beautiful. Sort of retro futurist, very biased.
There's so many targets. I don't know what to
Less
shoot.
gritty, but
Hit the gritty.
I set myself up for that one. I have
Alright.
no one else to blame.
Do I farm people? I'm so scared. I'm so spooked. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. But we're gonna farm this guy because he's a main and he's the main problem. And I think this Janan is just gonna come eat me though. That's my main concern.
I'm retired. I don't have to adult anymore. Just play WoWs. Living the dream, buddy.
That is a good life. Oh, is he? Oh my God, down, Mr. President.
Let's see. AKA fret. Do I make dad
Totally
noises when I stand
intentional.
or sit? Stand, sit, lay down. All of it. Yeah. No, the dad noises are real. It's you just sort of like it's you put your hands on your knees, and there's a moment where you're like, I'm gonna be able to stand up just fine.
Hands on your knees.
And then you realize, no, you're not. And you wish you were younger. And the days when I was a young man. I wish I could go back.
Oh, I've entered the Thunderdome. Where did that guy come from? Oh, it was the Libertad and him. Oh, geez, I thought the Libertad was the Janan. Oopsie doopsies.
Snarf finds out what playing with stats on the line feels like.
Monty,
for the
I'm
first time.
watching this stream, but I understand nothing. That was me a couple months ago. It's taken some, but that's actually a great opportunity. I should do better to explain what the heck is going on in this game.
So for those of you who are new, this is World of Warships.
This is World of Warships. It is a naval battle game.
The thinking man's action game, I believe, is our tagline.
It was at one point.
Which I think still holds.
The armchair admirals. All right, exit out of there. I mean, decent game though. 128k, 2 kills, 10 torps. I'll take it.
My body is a temple, old, abandoned, and crumbling. Feel that.
Losing your match is what's going on. I don't disagree, but we'll see. How's our record so far?
Ripper 200, Mr.
101?
Chrono. Yes, I just watched a documentary about the chronoplane the other day. It was fascinating. And yes, the Scarlet Thunder does give me that aesthetic in spades.
All right, Gizmo, give us our tier. What we bringing into battle next?
Let me see what I need to do to get my Roussillon.
Lucien.
Let's see. In one battle, I get 5 destroyed ribbons, so I can go ahead and skip that one because it's not going to happen. So I should be playing a battleship, and I feel like for a battleship, I think a good tier 7 is a good solid.
7. All right.
I'm working my way back.
Would
up.
you say 6? 7?
Snarf? We just brought you back, and I'm not saying I regret it.
There might be a reason I was starting it. Who knows? Anyway.
But I am regrinding my way through the Schlieffen line. I just reset it with the double research point reset that we just had come up, and so I have got my way all the way back to the Prince Heinrich. And I'm doing it full out. I'm not just free XPing my way to the top and then resetting the line again. I'm on a quest because for most of my game history, I would sell the previous ship whenever I unlock the next one to help me pay for it. And now that I have almost all the ships, I'm going back and I'm trying to rebuy all of the ships in the lower tiers. So as I go through each line that I reset, I'm making sure I buy each ship and I hold on to it. So eventually, I too will be able to say I have caught them all.
You're gonna get there. You're way closer than I am. I mean, I think I have a lot of money right now, but then when I look at like the full tech tree, I'm like,
How many,
I've got a lot of
boats do you
silver
have?
to go. I just missed it. Here, let's go back. I am at 215.
I'm at 592.
Yeah, there's a reason we hired you.
Well, again, I've had a lot more time to
I mean,
get
I was a
those.
beta player. Just saying.
Eh,
Just saying. There's no excuse. Ain't no excuse. Oh, that would be kind of cool. We could bring out the alpha and beta ships.
actually, I don't actually have Iwaki.
Tragedy. Never mind.
I don't entirely know why. I
There
think
goes
it's
the
because I
bit.
didn't quite get enough battles during the alpha test. I joined kind of at the end of it, and I believe there was a quota of something like 100 battles in alpha to get the Iwaki.
Tragedy.
Um,
Absolute
although I could be wrong. Now that I'm here, actually, this would be the perfect time to ask somebody about that.
tragedy. It is.
Okay. Now,
Well,
I-
here, let's as we're getting into the match, let's explain what the heck we're doing and why we're doing it. So, what were you doing with the mini map right there? What was that?
So, yes, good point. I was adjusting my minimap. So, as you can see here, you have all the different display circle options. They are labeled, but just the main ones that I always like to have on are my sea detectability range. If I'm playing a secondary battleship, I like to have my secondary battery firing range. Actually, I leave this on for most battleships just because it's a helpful thing to know sort of what close quarters is. If I have hydro or radar, I tick that. Main battery, torpedoes. And then airstrike, I generally leave off just because either the sub is close or it's not. And most ships per tier have a similar-ish airstrike range. My exception would be...
What's an airstrike?
I'll get to that in just a second. But my exception would be any of the Aussies or the Commonwealth cruisers because I set mine up as sub-hunters. But the airstrike, or at least the non-Dutch airstrike, is depth charges. So they are harmless to surface ships, so I can go ahead and just give Snarf a little bath here because he's stinky.
It's true. This thing's sweaty.
So I can drop those on Snarf, and then you see the float planes come in, they drop, there's a timer, and then in 2,
Splash zone.
1...
Fantastic. So, good way to kill subs, you might say.
Subs and only subs, and they don't really do anything else. With the new changes to fighters, fighters will engage those quicker. They will not kill them generally, but if you have like another ship or two in the area, their AA combined with a fighter will help take those down so you can support your friendly submarines. And then also, they will not leave. So previously, it was a tactic where you could use a airstrike to help pull away enemy fighters. But now fighters will stay and attack multiple airstrikes consecutively. So they will either attack a squadron of aircraft from a carrier or several airstrikes if that's what comes into range first.
Interesting. Okay. So on my screen, I'll explain a little bit what I'm trying to do. So this boat's a little sneaky. She's got, so every ship has a bunch of different consumables, and they're all slightly different for the most part. There's themes between the different nations. But this guy has a crawling smoke, so it will just keep popping out as I'm moving along. And a hydro, so I can pop this, stay invisible while crawling forward, and then I have a hydro that I can detect torpedoes and other ships. So I'm actually pretty deadly when it comes to just brawling other destroyers that are capping the zone, like this guy was. I probably want to pop that smoke now because I have lots of targets who want to destroy me, like those guys. And then I see the Torps that are coming this way, and so we're going to try to dodge, and we're probably going to die because we were chatting too long, and we're bad.
And Snarf dies, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back in.
Do as I, not me.
Yeah, do as Snarf says, not as Snarf does. You will end up getting snarfed if you do as Snarf does.
It is, yeah, and it's you don't want to get snarfed.
So a couple of things that I'm doing here is I'm using my right mouse button to look around. That does not adjust my guns, so I can look around. I can see what other ships are nearby. I can see the enemy Kalmar is over there if I look on the mini-map. And then I can also hold down Control and click, and that focuses my secondary guns onto that enemy battleship because I have the skill, manual secondary battery aiming. And you're like, wow, what's that? You can hold Control and hover over it. It tells you what it does. Or you can also hold H, and that gives you any modifiers that are active, as well as a bunch of information about your ship.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
And of course, the most important button, I can't believe we haven't mentioned it until now, N is your horn. So you can go Doot Doot for dominance. If you are going
Doot for dominance.
If you are going to ram someone. I'm sorry?
You want to back out so we can see the result of the last match.
Isn't he in the game still?
Just
me? Okay.
But yes, you Doot for dominance whenever you're about to ram, and it doesn't have any effect in-game, but it makes me feel cooler. And really, style points are what's most important. So there you go. He just died. And then, let's see, what was that? Oh, it was a submarine. So I can see the torpedoes are coming in. So I pop my hydro, which might spot the submarine if he's close enough. Looks like he's not. But if he pings me again, but I could drop directly on him. But otherwise right now, yep, there he is. I'm going to guesstimate. Again, I don't know exactly where he is. However, if I get within 2 kilometers, my hydro will spot him no matter what depth he is at. I don't think I'm going to get there, though, because I am close to death.
Oh, I get some nice cheeky torps off, though.
Might hit that Texas. Feels weird to be betraying my new adoptive state, but doing my best.
Gotta do what you gotta do. We'll see. Shout out to everybody who is here in Texas or like in this kind of southern belt. Please get your water supplies and toilet paper and everything. If sounds like we're gonna have a frosty weekend.
Yes, you're going
so
to have
don't go on the roads unless you absolutely need to, please.
Or if you're like me and you've driven in more than an inch of snow.
It's different.
It's different.
Being in a state that is not prepared for natural things happening that isn't involve the sun being incarnate in your setting is it's very different. So just don't drive unless you got to.
Don't drive unless you got it.
Yeah.
And as far as gameplay goes, Dave is not here 64 is absolutely right. Fun is what's most important. It, after all, is only game. Why you have to be mad? Is only game.
That's another defeat on my Kunmine. That's so sad. Did get on it though. We got so people who were working the comparison, we did get top of the chart at least. Oh, all right. What are we bringing? We going back on the tier 7 back to back? I'm pretty freaking disappointed in myself there, so I wouldn't mind some vengeance for Suji.
All right, in that case, yeah, let's toss it back to 7.
Right.
Not 6. We're not doing 6. We're just doing 7.
So now who's memeing?
I'm just trying to get ahead of you
I
here.
didn't say nothing.
Let's see.
Make
One
sure your
other
fun
thing-
isn't intentionally throwing matches. Agreed. Which I was not trying to throw that match, guys. I was trying to explain a thing.
Let's see.
Just really badly.
Naughty, good day, everyone. I would guess you're either Australian or trying to be, in which case, good day to you.
Good eye. Is that Ravon?
No, that was below. That is up at the top of the chat. Good day, everyone, from Naughty.
Naughty.
As in naughty, as in nautical.
Ravon is here too, though. Hi, Ravon.
Hi, Ravon. One more thing that came up in the last match. I
No,
hope the
Snarf.
camera
No.
was on me.
What happened? What did I do?
Oh no. I think 6-7. I think chat is on my side.
Good
I think
eye.
chat doesn't want you to 6-7 anymore. One more thing is I can demonstrate as soon as we start here. If you hit O or your tilde key, that selects a priority sector for your AA guns. So you can see if I hold Alt, it shows you the percentages. So for instance, my left side or my port side, for those in the know, has increased to 135% effectiveness. My starboard side is decreased. That is a limited duration. And something that I think a lot of people are confused about is you want to trigger that as soon as the aircraft enter your AA range, not before they enter your AA range. Because once you hit it, you deal an instantaneous amount of damage to the enemy aircraft. So you can learn more about that in port. That is something that has to do with your AA guns. So you have your continuous damage, and then in your more detailed stats in port, you can see how much instantaneous damage you do with your priority sector selected. Certain skills also adjust that. So, but you want to hit that once they are in your range, because if you hit it when they're outside your range but coming in, you will still deal increased damage, but it won't be quite as good. Although Zui, if he's typing, might correct me here. So,
So, what would you say are the different archetypes? So, you're playing a battleship right now. What
Yes.
kind of archetype are there, and what archetype is the
well,
battleship you're
I
playing?
am playing German, and most of the German battleships are secondary brawlers.
Wunderbar.
So, they have an armor structure, which is a real thing they did, actually. It's called a turtleback armor scheme. And what that essentially means is the armor plating above their citadel is sort of a dome shape. It has sort of angled sides and then a flat roof. And what that means is that enemy shells that are coming in at a very flat angle, coming straight against the sides, will likely deflect upwards away from the important bits at the heart of the ship. So the way that translates to game is that it's very, very difficult to citadel a lot of German battleships, and even some cruisers, at close range. You're right to point out battlecruiser line doesn't really have that as much. It's mainly the main German battleships, so your Preußen line, and then a lot of the German cruisers have a turtleback armor scheme. But it means you have increased survivability in close quarters. But you end up being more vulnerable if you're farther away. So secondary battleships, you want to get in close. I like to build mine for concealment, and then once you're in range, you need to engage and stay close. But you also need to be careful because danger pylons coming through the water are a big threat to you when you're in a secondary ship because you're close, so you don't have time to dodge.
So that's the secondaries, which you're playing right now. What other archetypes are there?
You have, let's see, in terms of battleships, you do have some battleships that I would describe as close-range brawlers that aren't secondary focused, so I would point to the Russians. So your Kremlin line is definitely a more close-range focused battleship line, but they don't typically have the best secondaries unless you are driving either something like a Sibir or a Navarin.
Sabir's so good.
Yes, Sibir is very good. Ismail over there is an example of a typical Russian battleship where close range is good, but it does not have great secondaries. However, Russian battleships and the German battle cruisers and the new German super heavy cruisers actually all share a feature, which is your damage control party, which is your little fire extinguisher icon down here, or your damage control teams, I should say, is a limited number. So most ships, when you get set on fire or you have a module break or you have a flood, you can instantly repair that once every minute or so on average using your R key. Most ships can do this as many times per battle as they like, as long as it's off cooldown. For the Prinz Heinrich, for the Ismail, so German battle cruisers, Russian battleships, German super heavy cruisers, you have a limited number of charges. So you have to be mindful of that because I'm on low health, so I am going to extinguish this fire, and I don't want to get set on fire by that, which will increase my detection range because I'm trying to run away and hide like the little scared coward I am. I'm probably not going to get away with it because my detection range is huge. But I'm doing my best. And doing your best is really all that matters.
I'm really disappointed in everything right now.
Let's see. Diego there. Yes, Japanese BBs are typically very good snipers. So both the main line and the Japanese battlecruiser line are very, very good at long range. So they have high accuracy guns, but their armor profiles aren't great. So what you want to do typically with them is stay kind of towards the back of the map-ish. You don't want to be so far back that you're not being shot at all, because then you aren't using your tankiness to help your team. You want to be drawing some fire away from your friendly cruisers and destroyers. So you want to be at the, in the teens somewhere, firing at the enemy with your big, accurate, long-range guns. Very good ships in that line like the Fuso, the Amagi, obviously the mighty, mighty Yamato, all exemplify the sniper playstyle in terms of battleships. And you'll see that translate into a lot of cruisers as well. The French typically are very good at long range, at least with their cruisers, especially the Prince Henri. The French super heavy cruisers, not quite as good at range, just because when you have bigger guns on a cruiser, your accuracy tends to go down. But they are typically much better at range than they are in close. Let's see, Snarf, do you want to talk about any specific types of ships or archetypes here?
So, yeah, take over. That was awesome, by the way. I learned a lot of things I didn't even know about. So I'll talk about kind of what I like to do, which is destroyers. There are essentially torp boat destroyers, there's gunboat destroyers, there's hybrids, and then there's destroyers like the Trump that pretend to be aircraft carriers.
That's an important thing to know. When you say hybrid, you mean hybrid between gun
and
torpedo, because there is exactly one hybrid destroyer in the sense that most people use hybrid, which is the Halford, which can actually launch a squadron of fighters.
Well, I mean, there's also the Trump, which kind of
it has the airstrike.
There's airstrike, but yeah.
Just to make sure, because that was something that confused me when I heard people first tossing around the term hybrid destroyer, is when referring to destroyer, hybrid means a hybrid playstyle between their torpedoes and their guns, rather than hybrid aircraft surface ship like the American battle carriers. But please continue about the various destroyers.
So I'm a very skillful player and really like torpedo boats. It's a huge expression of skill because big number, very satisfying.
Number go up.
It's totally not, lucky. So Shimikaze obviously is like my line, which Japanese in general very good at doing that. They're stealthy, they're fast, they got a lot of torpedoes, and if you land them, they do a lot of damage. But they don't really have a lot of other gimmicks to them. Usually they have like a smoke, but the smoke isn't really kind of tricky like this one where you can kind of crawl forward in it. You don't really get hydros. I don't think you get hydros. But you get a lot of torps, and you get to pump them out. At a pretty regular interval. It's no like reload boosters or anything like that. At least not standard ones.
The tier, everything up to the Shima.
Yeah,
for those couple of tiers. Like the Yugumo, you can take. The Kitakaze line gets it by default.
Yep.
The Kagero and the Yugumo, you can take torpedo reload booster instead of your smoke screen but that's kind of the same lines as taking a radar Minotaur, and that you're sacrificing a smoke screen, which is great for survivability for a more offensive tool, but that's very dangerous.
This guy I would classify as kind of a destroyer hunter. I was being rather cheeky by going all the way into their base and capping this. But then I did find their one destroyer, and you guys were able to see I was able to take it down pretty quick and pop into my smoke and sneak out of there. And that's just because of this really cool combination of the hydro, which lets you detect ships, and torpedoes. So you're not really scared of getting, blown up as soon as you pop your smoke, because that's typically what happens is you throw Torps into the smoke and you kill the thing before it's able to maneuver out of it. Kind of how I died last game. The main point, like destroyers kind of, I would argue, are really controlling of the battlefield, especially at like higher tier games, because they are what spots for everybody else. So every ship has this blue checkered box around them, and that indicates what your detection rate is, so the detectability by sea range. So your job as a destroyer is to get inside of everybody else's blue bubble without your bubble getting inside of their red dot. I probably could have said that with better words, but here we are. I went to college. So my goal, like, I've gotten 5 spotting here. I've done only 20,000 spotting damage, which isn't great, but I've been keeping an eye on all the little battleships that were kind of on this side of the map, so that we actually had targets for our battleships and everything there. So a good destroyer, which I'm not claiming I am, will be providing spotting and targets for all of the backup cruisers and battleships to actually do some damage. If you do get some cheeky torpedoes off and kind of wipe out some people, you usually get like a lot of dev strikes. It's not looking at like super consistent damage like you would with cruisers or battleships, but you do have the opportunity to, like, if you do land a really nice thing, if someone's just holding W key, they're not paying attention, they're not bobbing and weaving, they don't have any hydros or anything like that, it's a good chance they'll just run into a big old wave of torpedoes and blow up, and that always feels really good. That's why I like playing destroyers.
Yeah. And to kind of piggyback off that, so the Japanese, because they have 2 destroyer lines, are very good examples of both of the main destroyer play types. So you have the Shimikaze line, which is as you said, your very, very good torpedo boats. And then you have your Harugumo line, which is the other end of the spectrum, and they are very good gunboats. Typically with gunboats, you're going to lose a little bit out on concealment. Torpedo boats are generally more stealthy, but you have very powerful guns, very good at killing other destroyers. And also, as I said, I find it very annoying that you're very good at setting fire to larger ships. So if you are playing a Harugumo, or especially if you're playing something that is French or Soviet, using your guns to pepper battleship superstructures and cruiser superstructures with HE and light them on fire all of the time can be very, very good for you and very, very annoying for them, which really isn't that what we all want at the end of the day?
Yes, me especially. That's kind of my mission in life, my edict. So you'll notice that I was in the smoke, but I was able to see him for a little while, and then he disappeared. So that was because somebody else on the team, I'm assuming the stored, was able to spot him until he went around that island and disappeared. So as long as I'm in the smoke, I can't see anything. Just like nobody can see me, I can't see them. It's kind of like an ostrich technique. So you are relying on your teammates to do the spotting for you, but if there is a teammate spotting somebody for you, you're safe to pop into the smoke and start farming some damage with your guns. And I saw he was low enough that I think he could have died. His option essentially was to charge at me, and if he, really committed to that bit, I had my torpedoes to take him down with basically 1 torpedo. So that was like the thought process there. So what you really transitioning from just a player that likes this game because naval battles are badass and you want to play boat, to actually understanding what the heck is going on, is really reading the minimap. Like understanding what the detectability range is. Why am I the last person alive? What the detectability ranges of all the ships are. Who's going to spot you? Who are you going to spot? Who are you helping spot? And kind of coordinating to be in the right position and in the right time in the right place to utilize all your team's abilities, because you can have the most powerful guns in the world, but if you don't know who to shoot and you can't shoot them, you can't see them, you're not really going to do much.
Also,
So
we're getting a couple of questions in here from chat. So, with torpedoing, what are the small, narrow, orange, and white targeting stripes for opposite the green targeting stripe? So, if your torpedo is green, that means it's loaded. When it turns orange, that means the launcher is not loaded. But it is the same general indicator. And then the white strip is when you have locked onto a ship, either by hovering over it or by hovering over it and pressing X. That gives you, assuming that ship keeps its course and speed, that is where the torpedo will hit. Obviously, they're going to change. So you want to use that kind of as a guideline and think, well, if they turn in, I want to bring it in a little bit. If they turn out, I might want to turn the torps a little further away. And then, yeah, so that's the main thing with torps. Let's see.
and you can always tell. So yellow is basically always is going to be like it's not ready to fire. Green means it's ready to fire. So it's either not in position or it's not reloaded yet. So right now I've fired all of my torpedoes, so I have to wait a minute and 30 seconds until all my torpedoes are loaded again here. And Haida is interesting. It does load them one at a time. Different lines will load them at different intervals. This is really kind of awkward. I could try to smoke up and farm them, but I'm not going to be able to see them. So I'm kind of just, what the kids call boned. But we do have a decent amount of points. I could just ring around the rosy, go capture all the other points, but I don't think we'll have enough time. Unfortunately, with them having all 4 of them, it's going to go pretty quick. So,
But
there is one last technique I have. Even if my torpedoes are empty, I always have 1 torpedo.
yes, every ship comes standard with 1 very high damage torpedo.
Very high damage, equal to your HP typically.
You can use it exactly once, unless you get very lucky and the other person doesn't have a ram flag and you do. But let's see.
So I'm looking at this. I see 5.6 is his range, and I ran into somebody else. Oh, there's a 5.2 over there. I know my detectability is 5.5. So I was basically just trying to wait until the very last moment to reveal myself, pop that smoke, start crawling towards them at quarter speed. So you do have your speed indicator here. There's a little tick mark right next to it, which will indicate how fast you can go without being detected. So I'm going to shoot this guy a little bit since we're
Getting
sneaky
close.
in the thing. Is that going to hit me?
That's a torpedo. Ooh, that
I'm
was
going to
close.
dodge it just by the skin of my teeth. He's going to try to come into my torpedo range. Maybe we can get some cheeky torps off. Oh, he hit me blind spine. Oh, well.
Yes. Let's see. Wow, we've had a lot of people talking about things they want to know about the game on chat. Let's see here. So, let's see. The French battleships, yes, they are typically very fast. Armor isn't great. Similar-ish to the Japanese in that they have powerful, long-range, accurate guns. But their armor profile isn't quite as good, and their guns generally are not quite as big as you'll find in the Japanese battleships. So the Republique has 17-inch guns, the Yamato has 18-inch guns. The Ismo has 16-inch guns, the Alsace has 15-inch guns. So you'll have that kind of dynamic going all the way down the line. Finders Keeper, appreciate you. My first live stream, it does make me a little nervous, but I appreciate your comment. Texas Waltz, been around since 2015, so do load the game. Appreciate that. And yes, I should part my hair on the other side so that Snarf and I can be symmetrical.
No, please no.
Although we can
I'll never be
just,
symmetrical. I can't grow a beard.
we can just flip my my camera here.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it cold in Austin? Nice sweater. Is it a cardigan? I got this yesterday. I like it. It's I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like long with pockets. Is it a cardigan?
I think it's a card.
Okay, hey, I trust Zukatsu's impression of fashion. He probably knows. I don't know. I feel like Vancouver is a fancy place. They know fashion. Anyway, all right. What do we plan?
why don't we jump down in tier a little bit? I feel like we don't show
Ooh.
enough low tier gameplay. And in
Agreed.
fact, we have some new low tier battleships to play. I know we have the Yavuz, which is a Turkish ship, or I guess an Ottoman ship, which we don't get a ton of. But I'm going to take one of my favorite tier 4 DDs. I'm going to take the Clemson.
4. Okay. Well, I know what I'm playing for tier 4. You don't have your Milwaukee Alpha, but I got my
Oh, Arkansas
Arkansas
Beta.
Beta.
I do have my Beta. I love
Yes.
the Arkansas Beta. Great ship.
She's a beast.
Clemson has always been a beast at this tier. Love the ship to death. What about aircraft carriers? We will, let's see, next round I will play an aircraft carrier and or snarp, well, I guess, or
No, no,
snarf.
no, no. You please take the reins. I am not good with CVs. I tried to do that last time.
And
That was embarrassing.
we can do some carrier gameplay and talk about that. Let's see. So some other typical kind of traits that you'll see. Cruisers, very similar to destroyers in that they fall into a lot of torpedo-focused gameplay, gun-focused gameplay, or a mix of both. Some nations have a lot of torpedoes. So Japan, typically all their cruisers have a lot of torpedoes. U.S. cruisers, almost none of them have torpedoes. So as you go up a line, you'll kind of figure out, just based on if the ship has torpedoes or not, that's kind of the ship's way of telling you, hey, you should probably use this weapon system. If they don't give you any torpedoes, why would you try and use them?
I mean, you always have one.
You always have one.
You always have one.
But for example, the Tier 4 American cruiser, the Phoenix, does have torpedoes, but I wouldn't say they're your main weapon system. The Tier 7 American cruiser, the Atlanta, also has torpedoes, but they're pretty short range. And if you're getting that close to someone in an Atlanta, something has probably gone very badly wrong.
What would you say? So there's guns, but there's also these different color shells.
Yes.
What's the difference between the HE shells and the AP shells and maybe SAP or any other fancy shells we got out there?
Yes, that is a very excellent question. So, like everything in the game, there's a lot of nuance to this topic. But generally speaking, if you can penetrate your target's armor with your AP shells, which is your red shells on your 2 key, they will do a good amount of damage. They are capable of getting Citadel hits, which are the black ribbons. They deal the maximum amount of damage to the enemy ship. And typically you'll find that on cruisers, battleships will typically focus on using AP in most instances. Destroyers, it's very rare for your guns to have the penetration and the shell caliber to do a lot of good damage with your AP. The German Elbing line is a notable exception. But most of the time with destroyers, with a lot of cruisers, and with British battleships, you'll be using HE. HE is good if you can't penetrate your target's armor, if they're angled, or really all around, it's just a very versatile shell. HE can set fires, which AP cannot do. And so fires are good because they deal damage over time, and they also make your target more visible. So let's say there's an enemy destroyer that's trying to run away from you, and you'd prefer they didn't. You can fire HE at them. It might break their engine, which is a very common thing to have happen on a destroyer, but it also might light them on fire, which increases their detectability range, making it more likely you'll be able to finish them off before they get away.
This poor lad is just standing right broadside to me. So one thing that's really important in this game is knowing your angles. So think about, a board, and if you're trying to drill a hole through it, if you drill it straight through the hole, it's going to be way shorter than drilling at like a 45-degree angle. Same thing works with all the shells. Like all the shells in the game are simulated based off of what type they are and the armor scheme and where you're hitting. And we're not going to go all the details there, but you can explore in the port like what the armor scheme is for all the different ships. It's very important. So like if you show your broadside like this, the potential for me to penetrate through your armor and hit your citadel is way better than if you're keeping like a slight angle where the shell is going to ricochet off, or you've essentially made the armor thicker because now it has to go diagonally through it. So instead of being 30 millimeters, it's 60 millimeters or whatever the math is going to be. So be aware, and a lot of this game is trying to reposition, like with torpedoes, for instance. Making people dodge into the torpedoes is usually the best way to dodge the torpedoes. But if you do that at a weird angle, then maybe you're forcing that ship to turn broadside into a bunch of battleships who can really take advantage of that and punch a bunch of shells right into their citadel.
Which is another good point. The game is a lot about teamwork, which I think is something that gets overlooked a lot because at the end of the day, people care about their own stats, totally fair, but you'll be a lot more successful if you do try to coordinate with your teammates. It's understandable, random battles, you've never seen these people before, you might never see them again. But attempting to coordinate, trying to generate crossfires, trying to cross torp, so getting torps coming in at the same ship from different angles, you will be much more successful than trying to do everything always by yourself.
I think this lad has got me. Well played. I did not realize he had torpedoes. Torpedoes are brutal at lower tier.
Yes,
Can I
he is
outrun
one of
his
the
guns?
new Pan-European
and he's put me
Pan-European
on fire,
battleships.
too.
Rather, they all have torpedoes. That is a unique feature of their line.
Brutality.
So when we go back to port, there's something that I actually thought of that will be quite helpful, I think, in terms of knowing the difference, because we've talked a lot about different features of different lines, and I know certainly when I started playing, I could not remember which lines were good at what. But if you go to your tech tree and you see little eyes on all of the different tech tree lines, if you hover over them, they give you a brief idea about what makes those ships different than all the other ships of that same type at that tier. And if you want even more information, you can click on the eye and go to detailed. And that brings up all the main categories of the ship and how they're different from others. So for instance, the American light cruisers, very good AA defenses, low detectability, all have surveillance radar, but none of them have torpedoes and none of them have great survivability. So no great armor, no amount of health. But then if you go to battleships, for example, like the American Tillman battleships, you can see that they have an enhanced repair party. They have long range, good damage per salvo, but a pretty slow reload, DFAA, and a very low speed. If you ever played a Kansas, Minnesota, or Vermont, you know their speed is atrocious.
All right. I've made an executive decision. I'm bringing the Doom Canoe.
You bring in the Dune Canoe.
Going tier 5.
Tier 5. Okay, then. Tell you what, we will mismatch div because I'm going to play a carrier. So I'll bring.
True. Okay.
I'll bring a tier 4. So I'll bring a good demonstration carrier. So I'll bring the Langley. One of my favorite actually carriers. It was one of the first carriers I played. Actually, I think it was the first. Because back when the game entered beta testing, the Japanese battleship line was available and the American carrier line was available, but you were not able to do the other way around. So there were no Japanese carriers and there were no
Yep. Back in the day, I remember that too.
American battleships.
Mm-hmm.
Although, let's be honest, the real American battleship at tier 3 is the St. Louis and always has been. South Carolina,
I love the St. Louis. She had so many guns.
She has so many guns.
Yeah. And like at the tier, she just feels. Yeah. I think I had. Before I started, for sure, the most games in St. Louis. Actually, that or Shimicon. I don't know. One of the two. But yeah.
Also, yes, AP is armor piercing. HE is high explosive. If we didn't say that, thank you very much to Montague. Montague?
Monty. We just call him Otter. The Otter Man.
Thank you for pointing that out. Because, yes, so knowing that does help you know what they do. AP, armor piercing shells, they pierce armor. HE, high explosive shells, they hit things and immediately explode. Highly.
We call this the Doom Canoe because it has, like, one, just look how ridiculously long and skinny it is, but it's just got these massive single cannon artillery installations on it, and then a ton of torpedoes, and I love it. It is phenomenal. It's not super stealthy. Yeah, but it's got big guns. It's got big guns for the caliber. They are 130 millimeters. 130 millimeters at this tier is pretty juicy when we're going against a bunch of tier 4s, and at the lower tiers you are going to have bots. So anything with these colons. So if you're wondering, don't do as the bots do. Is not a good way to learn. So if you want to learn how to play the game, usually look for the people who actually have names. They'll typically have more strategy rather than just hold the W key and get in there to die.
And if you want to learn good quality gameplay, I'd recommend coming back on a week when Zuikatsu is playing.
Agreed.
Or look for any one of our community contributors who post a lot of great videos all over YouTube. We have a Reddit. We have our Discord, which, as you know, is getting a bit of a refresh.
Back up and running. Never better.
So
best it's ever been.
There are plenty of resources if you want to learn how to be better at the game. Or just peruse the history. For instance, our wiki has information about each ship. But if you're like me and you're interested in the history of the ships in addition to playing them in the game, there's a lot of our CCs do a lot of great historical content. And we also have a lot of channel videos up on our main channel about the history of various ships in the game, and even some that aren't in the game, like the USS Cod, native to my hometown of Cleveland. We have some videos on, but you cannot play a Cod in the game, as delicious as that would be.
Oh, I don't think he's going to come around this corner. I'm detected. Oh, no. No, I've hit the wall. Oh, no. Everything's bad.
Also, I've been meaning to talk about carriers because I'm playing one, and Zuli was kind enough to switch over to my camera perspective. So this is how you will spend most of your time if you are actually playing an aircraft carrier, is actually driving planes. You can use the map, so you hit M, and you click, and your ship will go there. If you hold Shift and click, you can set multiple waypoints for your ship to go. And that's because if you're driving your ship, you're not driving your planes. If you're not driving your planes, you're not doing damage. So you want to spend most of your time driving your aircraft. When you get into your aircraft, you typically have 3 types. You have rocket planes, you have torpedo bombers, and you have dive bombers, or if you're British, level bombers. So rocket planes, as you'd expect, when you enter an attack, they strafe the target with machine guns for a little bit, and then they fire rockets. Generally high explosive, although some have armor piercing. Then your torpedo bombers, typically pretty slow aircraft. Typically the torpedoes that they drop aren't as high damage as ship drop torpedoes, but you have the advantage of being able to drop them pretty close to the enemy ship, so you can be much more sure you're going to hit them, as opposed to a torpedo destroyer or torpedo cruiser, where you might be firing from 10, 15, even 20 kilometers away if you're playing the Shimakaze with the noob tubes. So the ship's probably going to die before my torpedoes hit him. Yep.
This poor Marblehead is about to have a bunch of friends coming towards his way, but I think he's turning away like a genius. What a genius! Oh no, he beached himself. But oh my God, down, Mr. President! No, hit all of them.
Great question. How do you counter aircraft? So, as mentioned earlier, one of the best ways you can counter aircraft is to use your priority aircraft anti-aircraft sector.
Oh my God, it ended right
So
there.
when you see enemy aircraft coming in, look in the direction they're coming in. It's half your ship, so the half that they're coming in, and either hit O or your tilde key. And once they're in your aircraft range, and that will deal a chunk of your AA damage instantaneously, as well as increasing your AA damage in that sector by a percentage. That can be increased with captain skills, but that is the best way you can use your AA to counter enemy aircraft. The other way would be launching fighters from your ship, or by requesting fighter cover from your friendly aircraft carrier. And there is actually a command for that. If you hold B, which we haven't talked about, which we should. Is it not B? I thought it was B. Is this? I might have had a Guy Shu moment. The quick commands panel. Snarf, are you versed in the quick commands?
No, I actually am not at all.
Okay. Well, then you can use the F keys if you don't have the wheel pulled up. But I like to hold the B key. Thank you,
That's
Naughty,
how you do
for
it. I've
telling me
always
it
wondered
is
how to do it.
it is
Yeah.
B. And then you can send quick commands to your team. Quick chats, I guess you'd say. They're not commands because at the end of the day, no one on the team is strictly in charge. And if you try to command your team to do things for you, you're probably not going to get good responses.
Yeah, Finder Keeper, I'm with you. Fair wins.
Let's see. Bear against the fighters. They will catch the enemy planes and kill all his planes, so you can't get hit by the bombs. No, not strictly speaking. So fighters will only shoot down as many enemy planes as there are fighters in the squadron. So if you look up ahead, you see the Hosho fighter squadron has 4 aircraft in it. So if I had a full squadron here of 6 planes, the Hosho's fighters would engage me. They would shoot down 4 of my aircraft, and then they would disengage. Although that, if
We have
ships-
updated the fighters recently, though.
we have updated the fighters, but
Yes.
that point is still consistent.
Yeah.
Although, of course, AA guns can still be firing at you during that point. So just because the fighters will only kill 4 of your aircraft doesn't mean enemy ship AA won't also kill 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The other thing is fighters do have a period of time before they sort of lock in and start homing on enemy aircraft. If you are using carrier fighters, there are various skills and things you can take to reduce this time, like the interceptor skill. If you are using a ship-launched fighter, then the enemy carrier player does have a little bit of time to sort of get in, hit you, and then get out. Let's see. Gizmo guy knows his ball. Thank you very much. I would hope that after playing this game for a little over a decade now, I would know some things about it. But honestly, I'm excited to learn a lot from you guys in chat because there are a lot of things about this game that I took a very, very long time to know. So ship armor profiles, things like overmatch, topics that are a little more advanced that maybe we'll touch on later in the stream. But, things that aren't said clearly in the game that sort of rely on communal knowledge. There are a lot of things to learn about this game. In addition to, the history, which I
Overwhelming
find
amount, to
fascinating.
be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason why we used to go with the thinking man's action game. But there's a lot of mechanics that are sort of hidden. There are some third-party websites that we don't run, but WoW's Stats, I believe, is one, or WoW's Numbers.
WoW's Numbers, a lot of people check those out. Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, Zui, thank you very much for pointing out the flak bursts and the way that mechanic works in chat.
Which I didn't know, because it just looks like cotton balls. Like,
Yes.
what do the black cotton balls do?
If you fly through those, your aircraft will all immediately explode. So don't fly through those. And dodge by, going left and right to try and avoid those. Ship tools, yes, I have used that one in the past. I think it's helpful. Although do bear in mind that any third-party tools, things that we are not putting out specifically ourselves, especially in light of current events, use with a little bit of caution. But, and just because we mention it here on the stream, that's not specifically an endorsement. It's just saying that we've used them. So if there's an issue with that, unfortunately, with ship tools or with WoW's Numbers or anything, unfortunately, we can't fix that directly, but that doesn't mean they aren't great resources if you're trying to learn things about the game.
I think somebody in chat asked if we can have you play and get an E, demonstrate how you get an E with Alliance. Do you own Alliance?
I do own Alliance.
Oh, I mean, that's a good start.
Was that Legionnaire that asked that?
No. I
With
think
that
this is tradition.
Legionnaire pretending to be someone else?
Tradition in the community. And I would love to learn how to get an E with Alliance as well. So I'd love to see that.
Well, I can certainly attempt submarine gameplay.
I mean, we've gone through the full gamut. Might as well do the submarine as well. We got to give the people what they want.
We've seen aircraft carriers. We've seen destroyers. We've seen cruisers. We've seen battleships. Does chat want to see submarine gameplay? Because normally when we do submarines, chat gets upset. So I will leave it up to you guys.
Alliance, I don't think I play. Yeah, I mean, Horde for the win. Let's be real.
Yeah. It's, the battle's not over. Oh, my ship is still alive. I thought I died. So chat, things that you're learning. When your planes get shot down, don't just assume your ship is sunk, because it's not. I don't know why I thought my carrier was dead. It isn't. You can just launch more planes.
Yes on the subs. All right.
You were talking about the next ship, and I guess I just assumed, well, that's what happens when you're...
I mean, you were just trying to become the submarine faster just by standing there.
By just standing and not moving. If you do 0 damage, you'll have an E in Alliance. Well, there is already an E in Alliance. So...
There is.
It's right there at the end.
I mean, and especially there's 2 if you pronounce it E-Lines. Would like to know why I have run 5 battles and yet none of them have registered on the second leaderboard, and the battles have been ASIM and co-op. I'm still asking to participate. So we are looking into the ASIM and co-op because we know that there was a place that did say that. It is on tier 1 through 9, I believe. So make sure you are playing tier 1 through 9 and not playing tier 10. That could be it as well. But that is not the first instance I've heard about the ASIMs not registering.
Yes, any of the sort of non-random modes, especially modes against bots, we've had some issues with that in the leaderboard. But that is actively being investigated.
Yeah.
So as soon as we have more information on that, we will pass that along to you guys.
Yes. A good question, Ladyblood, and good luck. Good luck in those leaderboards, everybody.
It's
It's also tradition for obvious bait and chat, like Dev Hour. Yeah, no, it's not bait. You're just chat's helping out.
700 of my 1,400
stream.
battles are in Okhotnik. Well, it is a very fun ship.
It is a great ship.
Mighty War Canoe, the Doom Canoe.
I'm so glad I got it.
I
think it was a Christmas crate.
Yeah. Just make it longer.
Can you run out of planes?
Yes, you can. So when your planes get shot down, right, obviously they don't return to the carrier. So let's see, when I get done with this squadron here, you can see actually in the bottom right of my screen that right now I have 6 out of 6 attack aircraft on deck. I have 4 out of 6 torpedo bombers and 6 out of 6 dive bombers.
Never noticed those icons until just now.
If I hold down my Alt key, you'll see that that's actually the total number of aircraft I have. So right now I have 9 attack aircraft, I have 4 torpedo bombers on deck, and 9 dive bombers. So when you let go of Alt, that's how many aircraft are you going to take off from your carrier. So you have a max squadron size, in this case of 6. But you can hold 9 of each aircraft on your deck. So if they get shot down, you know, if all 6 get shot down, you can still launch 3 aircraft of whatever type from the Langley. Over time, gradually as the battle progresses, you will see, for instance, on torpedo bombers right now, there's 10 seconds left, and then your carrier will essentially bring up a new aircraft from reserve. So right now I have, 6 out of 9 torpedo bombers, ticks over, boom, that's 7 out of 9. So you can never truly be deplaned, like you'll never have no aircraft, but it's still not a good idea to throw them away because squadrons of 1 plane at a time typically do a lot less well than squadrons of 6, 7, 8, 9 planes at a time. And yes, I know I said 6, 7, snarf. I wanted to get ahead of it.
I love how that now this is just in your head and you're just memeing yourself.
Massively paranoid.
I haven't said anything the last 2 times, so I don't know. It's on you.
Let's see. So I can't get that sub with a massive gun. Well, let's see. I know there is a certain user submarine M1 that pops in periodically. That was a submarine that had a 12-inch gun in real life that the British made. So that would be an interesting addition. Right now,
I wonder what the Surcouf has. Weird guns.
The Surcouf has a pair of 203mm guns, and that is coming very, very soon. Right now, I would say the guns that are the best on submarines are either your Russians, because they all have guns you can manually control, or the I-56 and I-56-44. Which actually, I might play my 56-44, or I have
That's not an alliance.
I might play the special Uwu anime version, which is the one I have, the B.A. Arona's Whale.
I don't know. I think Chad wanted the alliance. I don't think we should let him get away with that, not playing the alliance.
Let's see. Demon Spawn, why can't you launch 5 bombers, torpedo bombers, and fighters all at once? That is a good question. Just for the way that you control your aircraft, you can only control one type at a time. So in this case, I had my HE bombers. I go back to my carrier. I launch my torpedo bombers, and then I'm running with torpedoes. You can only control one squadron at a time. Way, way back when, carriers
RIP.
used to be like an RTS game where you can control multiple squadrons. But after the rework in 2019, I believe it was, aircraft now operate this way. So you operate one squadron at a time. You take direct control. So I am flying torpedo bombers. I go in. I start my attack run. I blow up the Death Star. I kiss my sister. That's a weird movie. I'm just saying, it's weird when you watch it again. If you know that Luke and Leia are brother and sister, and then when Luke reveals that to Leia and she says, I know, somehow I've always known, and she still kissed him like that, that is a weird thing to do, Leia.
I mean, when you put it like that, can't argue.
Let's
Took
see.
me a second to realize that's what you were referencing.
Yes. Japanese I-400 would be interesting. Yes, it would be a weird add to the game. For those that do not know, the Japanese I-400 class were aircraft carrying submarines. So they had a very powerful torpedo armament. They had, I believe, 8 bow tubes. They had a 140mm deck gun, which is just shy of 6 inches. And then, so it was about 5.5. And then they also carried 3 torpedo dive bombers. So they could launch aircraft. The aircraft could go and attack a target and then come back to the submarine.
That sounds like a really popular addition to the game.
Yes. They were never really used in combat. They were introduced right at the end of the war. The only mission that one was sent on was to go and try and bomb American troop landings at Ulithi Atoll, I believe. But Japan surrendered before it got there. So it didn't really get to do a lot during the war. And then after the war, the Americans captured one, had no idea what it did because the crew had thrown all the aircraft overboard. And so it took them a while to figure it out, eventually figured out what it did. But after the Soviets insisted on inspecting it for themselves, the Americans scuttled the 3 I-400 classes that survived off Japan and off Pearl Harbor. So they were all scuttled in secret locations
Interesting.
that I don't know if been revealed to this day.
That's kind of cool.
But anyway, the I-400's very interesting. Again, not affiliated with us, but a YouTube channel called Mustard has a very good documentary, about 15 minutes long, on the I-400. Also is a very interesting one on the, what was it that we were talking about earlier? There was another thing we were talking about earlier that Mustard has a very good documentary on.
Cool. All right. What tier is Alliance?
Alliance is tier 8. Am
So,
I doing
tier
this?
8.
Okay, let me see if I even have any equipment on my Alliance. I don't think I do. I do not.
Well, you don't need Alliance. You can get an E without the equipment. I believe
but I
in
would
you.
like some. So
I believe. in
actually,
you.
this is a good chance for us to show off the equipment system because we have not done that yet. So it's a little bit different for submarines, but it looks more or less the same for all classes. It's just that the modifications are a bit different. So you have your upgrades here. So you have
There you go.
various slots depending on the tier. So everyone has this first slot, and then I believe it's tier 3 that you go up to the second slot, and then you get your third slot. And then I know it's tier 8 is when you get your 5th slot, and tier 9 is when you get your 6th. And you click the plus sign, and then you can look and see what each of these upgrades do. And as a broad stroke, Chronoplanes, yes, thank you. It was the Scarlet Thunder that was the Chronoplane documentary. Mono Aces, I appreciate that. Modifications just make your ship better at something. Makes it more survivable in a certain way, makes a certain weapon system better, makes your ship less detectable, or something like that. So in the case of the Alliance here, I'm going to take main armaments mod 1, which means that my torpedo tubes are less likely to be incapacitated.
And I will say, for new players that don't know what the meta is, the little triangle in the corner is typically your best bet. That's kind of the recommended one. But once you kind of get the hang of the ship, then kind of tailoring it more to your play style is kind of a good way to go.
So, for instance, to kind of put a point on that, on the Alliance here, the recommended upgrade, and you can even see if you mouse over it there, it says the triangle recommended upgrade, is reinforced bulkheads, which reduces your damage from depth charges. But I like to live dangerously. So I'm going to go ahead and take torpedo tubes 3, which increases my torpedo damage by 7%.
The manly option. Approved. That's how you get the E, everybody. Pay attention.
So
This is why you tune into the official stream.
yes, I have not, not put a commander on this yet, so I'm going to go ahead. And that brings us actually to the commander system. It's almost like we planned this. So
Totally.
when you have your ship in port, technically you could go into battle without a captain. I would say that's a bad idea.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Getting a captain with no skills is free. You should have a captain on a ship every time you take it out of port. Getting a captain with 6 points costs credits. Getting a captain with 10 costs some doubloons. But having a captain means that you'll be earning commander XP, and that means that you'll be getting skills as you go forward. So again, the little triangle means it's recommended. You can have a maximum of 21 points on your captain, and the skills go for the amount of points in the row they are. So for instance, these all cost 1 point, these all cost 2, 3, and 4. So
Again, similar strategy with the triangles, but if you know what you're doing, you can customize each of the rows. So what's your general kind of strat right now? You're just going for primarily damage, or you're going for primarily stealthiness?
well, let's see. I haven't played the Alliance yet, so I'm not super familiar with how she works. She does have acoustic homing torpedoes and non-homing torpedoes. But I'm going to go ahead and take the ping. I'm going to take the increased reload when I'm detected. I'm going to take this, that, and that. And then eventually, once I get Mr. Andrew Cunningham here up to level 21, I will be able to come back and get either 2 of these skills or 1 of this skill. It's like when you used to go to Chuck E. Cheese or a Dave & Buster's, right? And you have your tickets, and they had all the rows, and they're like, this row costs 150 tickets,
So you're
this row
saving it
costs
for it,
300.
yeah.
So you can either get 2 things from the 150 row or 1 thing from the 300 row,
Or you just get a million of those like little rubber poppers, and you just like drive your parents crazy. and
or a bunch
throw
of
'em all over
Tootsie
the road.
Rolls that are absolutely stale
Yeah, like
because they've been in the bin for
Sweet
6
rubber.
years.
All right, let's get this game going.
Yes.
I'm ready to bring San Diego, taking it back to my hometown. She's got a lot of guns. She's been spunked up. She's ready
been
to
what?
bring spunked up. She got some spunk. Look how spunky she looks.
If you say so.
She's real spunky. We got big old green grinder boy, and we're gonna go shoot some boys and watch you hopefully torp everybody to oblivion.
Imagine the devs add the Gustav. I'm actually not familiar with that one. Ace Resit. So
HSW. That would be
his Swedish Majesty's Gustav V. Yeah, I don't know what that ship is like.
I wonder where the Swedish lines gimmick would be. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of the
but no, we got to make a dedicated Swedish one.
I mean, having a lot of torpedoes that are very, very fast but deal low damage is typical of a lot of the pan-European ships.
Word choice. Spunk is not a bad word. Spunky? Like, come on, guys.
Get your minds out of the
Spunk is
gutter.
fine.
Don't be like me. Be better. Do better.
I'm a fan of spunk.
A real pocket battleship. Interesting. I know the Graf Spee had that designation from the Germans, but I would be interesting to see what the Swedes did with that. So yes, let's go ahead and show off some submarine gameplay. Here I have,
Which is good because I have no idea how to play subs, to be honest.
the amazing, the illustrious, the most glorious HMS Alliance, Legionnaire's favorite ship. And also, Mont, unfortunately there is not a Polish ship line, but we do have a few Polish ships in the game.
We got Polish Lightning, the Bliskiska,
Bliskica and the Gram.
Bliskiska?
Yes.
Bliskiska.
So submarines. At first, they operate just like any other ship. You go forward, you go backward, you go left, you go right. But if you use your C and F keys, and yes, Gdansk is also a Polish ship, and a couple of others in that line, I think. You submerge below the waters and you become, get this, a submarine.
Wow.
Under the water. I know.
Wow. Look at all them fish.
Look at all them fish. And also, your horn turns into like a sonar beep. So you go beep, beep.
Oh, does it? Okay, cool.
And it also shows you the terrain. That's actually a nice little feature that was added sometime after subs were released, is that when you use your horn underwater, it reveals the terrain. So it's kind of dark down there, and so you might not see an island coming up. But if you go underwater, you can see my little periscopes extending there, and then you hit N, you sort of get a grid layout of where the floor is on the ocean. So you can see, for instance, rolling over there are some hills that eventually get up to the island that I know is there on the minimap. So it kind of helps you avoid running into stuff. So submarines, the way depth works is you have 4 different levels. So you have your surface, which is 0. That's where you're on this, like any other ship. And where you can be most easily spotted, like by that alliance over there.
Oh my God, we got another alliance?
We got another alliance. Then if you go down your first level, which I will not be staying at because I don't want to be shot a lot, is periscope depth. So on periscope depth, you have reduced detectability on the surface, but you can still be spotted by surface ships, and you can still be shot at by their guns. So if someone shoots large caliber HE at you, and you are on the surface, you can be hit with splash damage. Once you get down to your third depth, which is 30, you are then said to be operating, at maximum depth, which, even though it's not technically true because 60 is your maximum depth, but functionally 30 and 60 are pretty much the same.
Oh boy, I have an issue.
At this range, you cannot be detected by surveillance radar. You cannot be hit with any sort of conventional ammunition. So no ship-launched torpedoes, no shells, none of that stuff. The only thing that can damage you at this depth is either other submarines hitting you with homing torpedoes or depth charges. Depth charges, and Kikatron, I see your question, I'll come back to that. Depth charges can be either deployed off the back of your ship if you are playing a destroyer or some cruisers, or they can be deployed via the airstrike, which we showed off earlier, which is common to some cruisers and a lot of the battleships. Anti-submarine warfare via the airstrikes is also automated when you are playing an aircraft carrier, because you're not going to be controlling your aircraft carrier most of the time, so you can't be dropping airstrikes while you're out and flying your squadron around. So that is done by the carrier itself in the same way that your damage control is automated.
Sweet farming justice on this Flandre.
Why would you choose 60? I actually don't know. Zuikatsu might be able to answer that question as far as the difference between 60 and 30. And then to answer the question I saw earlier, when you are at 30 or below, you cannot be spotted by surveillance radar. Yes, that's okay. Thank you. That's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure. You cannot be spotted by surveillance radar, but you can be spotted by hydro. Hello. If a surface ship is running hydroacoustic search, and if they are within 2 kilometers of you, they will spot you. So they can be sat right on top of you with their hydro up, and no matter what depth they're at, no matter what depth you are at, they will spot you. Also, this is a little thing that doesn't come up a ton.
Sub at?
But so I'm underwater here. I can't see the enemy sub, but there's a collision alert. That means that the enemy sub is somewhere nearby. I don't really have any indication of where from that. It just means
I'm
there's a
dropping
possibility.
depth charges on you. Stay with the collision nearby. Oh, he's right over
Yeah,
here.
there he is. I pop my submarine surveillance, which is what I have on my Y key.
Thank you.
No! Subs have that, as well as the Japanese light cruisers, the Italian cruisers, and a couple of others, I think. The Commonwealth, because that's kind of their thing. So what that does is that detects submarines when they are operating at low depths. This guy's trying to ram me, and he might just succeed. Unless I'm really, really good at the game and I dodge. But then I'm going to get depth charged because they can see me.
They're pretty far away. I can't believe I just got dead struck. I should have taken that guy out. I failed you. I am a failure.
It's okay. You did fail me, but I understand.
Appreciate you. Recognize that.
No, where was I? So yeah, the submarines, when you're at maximum depth, the only things that can spot you are submarine surveillance or hydro if the ship is within 2 kilometers from you.
Those are depth charges.
The main way submarines do damage is with torpedoes. Some submarines have guns, but that's, other than really the Surcouf, that's not going to be a main form of damage for a lot of subs. So you have 2 types of torpedoes on most subs. You either have this option here on the 2 key, which is acoustic homing, or 3, which is non-homing. Your 3 key torpedoes operate like they do on any other ship. You fire them, they go a certain range, they hit something or they don't. Your 2 key torpedoes, if you don't use your sonar, will also do that. They will fire, they will go a certain range, they hit something or they don't. But if you use your sonar ping, which for your submarines is on 1, you fire that, it travels through the water, it will hit whatever ship you're aiming at. There is a delay, it fires like a shell as opposed to an instantaneous thing. And when it hits that sector of the ship, you will see it highlighted. And then any torpedoes you fire or have in the water will start to home in on that sector of the ship. You cannot actively be homing in on more than one ship at once. So you have to kind of choose between them. And then if you have been the target of a submarine, so you'll see the highlighted sector of your ship flash, the only thing that will clear that is either to wait out the time, so it lasts for a certain duration, or you can use your damage control team, which is that fire extinguisher icon on your R key that we mentioned earlier, that will instantly clear the homing effect.
Imagine there's E's chance. I don't think we got an E that game.
I'm betting
sadly.
with 533 damage.
I mean, that is 5 infinities % more than 0, which apparently 0 is going to be an E, so we'll see.
Yes.
I think, all right, we have
time for probably
6
more
minutes.
match.
Let's do a brawl. Let's do one brawl. Let's jump right into the fray.
Okay.
I can't remember what the brawl rules are this week.
And by the way,
It's tier 10.
big shout out here to Zuikatsu, who is, of course, behind the camera this week. But shout out to him for having my back and correcting me if I get any of these facts wrong.
You got a lot of facts, which I freaking love. It's
A lot
awesome.
of facts, but
I certainly don't.
am not a walking wiki. I try, but I am not. So I might very well be wrong, and I appreciate if Zui, or if Zui doesn't, someone in chat, feel free to tell me if I've made a goof. I would rather people get correct information, even if it means calling me out,
Goofing's
versus
my job.
having incorrect information.
Stay in your lane. I'm the goof. I got to
Okay.
be the goof. I'm the goofy guy. the goofy guy who likes spunk. All right.
Snarf, you are making this real difficult, man.
So I'm bringing Sabir, which we mentioned earlier. So she's a brawler.
So normally I would bring my Schlieffen, but I don't have my Schlieffen right
No
now because I just
Schlieffen?
reset the line. So I'm going to bring
Oh.
my Prince Adalbert.
That's a good brawl ship right there.
Ace Resit, mode of friendly fire exists, chaos. Well, early in the game's history, friendly fire did exist,
It
and
did.
boy oh boy was it chaos.
And Kitakami was beautiful.
This was back when the game was in its early stages. Kitakami was a tier 8 premium that you could just buy. It was the predecessor to what Atago is now. And so there were Kitakamis sailing around all over the place, and torpedoes could do friendly fire damage, and it was the ultimate team-killing machine. I'm pretty sure Kitakami during that time, I don't have the stats handy, but it probably did as much, if not more damage to friendly ships as it ever did to enemy ships.
They got a Schlieffen. All right, so Brawl is a fun mode for those who do not know, where it's kind of you just get in there and you do the brawling. So I'm a big fan. So we mentioned it earlier. There's secondary ships. The Russian line is usually a different variety of that. Sabir's kind of unique. She's got a ton of secondaries, but she also gets benefits for using them secondaries with this combat instructions, which basically gives her guns laser beam accuracy. So you have big guns. I think they're what, 406s? No, 457s. 457s, which is big caliber. And you basically get close enough, you survive long enough, you get close enough to get your secondaries going. This F button, the funny button, will charge up. Then you press it, and then you have laser beams onto their citadels. Is the idea? That's the mission. It does have a cool repair party. I'm still the jury's out whether or not that's more effective or less effective than just having a cooldown and charges. But you have a minute and 40 seconds of healing. So you'll notice, like, as you take fire damage or torpedoes or a bunch of other types of damage, that you'll have like this grayed out section of your health. That is all technically healable. So if I have a bunch of that gray stuff and I have a bunch of this time left, I'll pop this to heal my ship back up. But there is kind of a little min-maxing because some abilities like Adrenaline Rush will make you better. Like you'll get fire attack speed and a bunch of other benefits. I like that word.
Bonafide
if you
benefits.
are
Bonefits.
if you are lower health. So you do. It's kind of push your luck a little bit. Sometimes it's better to be a little bit lower health than you think you ought to be, just to squeak out a bit more efficiency out of your guns. So we are detected. So we're gonna start popping shell in Ohio. Hey, speaking of Ohio.
And
I played those.
let's see, our newest weapon system, which is exclusive currently to aircraft carriers and to the new German super heavy cruiser line, which is manual secondaries. So on my ship, the Prince Adalbert, if I hit my 4 key, my secondaries will stop firing on their own. This is an important thing. If you are using your manual secondaries, they will not engage on their own. Even if there's a target on the other side of the ship that could be shooting with those idle guns, it won't. But the benefit is I can fire my secondaries wherever I want them to. I can target this Ohio, I can switch fire, target the enemy Napoli. This is very useful for something, for instance, if that Napoli were to disappear into a smoke, I could keep firing my secondaries. Normally, as soon as you lose visual, your secondaries, because they're automated, will stop firing. If there's an enemy destroyer or some other ship in smoke and you want to keep hitting them, filling the area with secondary shells is a great way to do that.
All right, funny button time. Here we go. Ready for laser beams? Give me a citadel or not. That's fine. I didn't want it to be dramatic effect and perfect timing for stream that people are watching around the world and trying to show a thing off. That would have been too convenient. We didn't want convenience here, not in this channel, not today. All right, go on. I'm not ranting. You're ranting. Please do damage. We are doing a lot of damage with our second. That Schlieffen is taking I was trying to do beaten and Schlieffen. It's not working.
Also, to the question earlier about which one of us is which, Snarf is the one with the better hair. That's how you can tell us apart.
I mean, it depends on the hair. If we're talking about beard hair, you got that. You got that beat hands down, my friend.
I do have the beard, but I think overall, I do like your part. You have a very nice head of hair.
Well, I appreciate it. It's definitely going gray. I've shaved off the side, so you can't really tell.
It's okay. I started growing gray in my early 20s, so.
Come on, take damage. Oh, I'm pathetic. Root!
Snarf, I twerp,
Shoot!
I twerp towards that Napoli. I don't know if I'm going to hit him. Probably not.
I
die
think
before
my
those Torps get
secondaries
there.
will get him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Zevaus Van. Beat him up. Beat him up. There we go.
Laser noises were not powerful enough. Maybe we just need to make it bigger and better laser noise.
I mean, like a neon cat. Is he living? How are you alive? Did the Torps actually kill him?
I did torp him today.
I intentionally let you get him.
I
I
appreciate
wanted
the,
I wanted you to have that victory.
I wanted to have that last kill. I really appreciate it.
All right, so now we got Ohio. We got your
The Discord is up and running.
tis.
Certain features
You should be able
are
to catch it.
certain features are sort of being worked back in gradually. Obviously, it's still a developing situation considering this happened so recently. But yes, there
All
is
right,
still a
laser beam.
Discord. The Discord link has changed, so it's been updated on our website. But if you were relying on just having the link written out, it has changed. As I believe,
It should be linked to the top.
Yeah.
All right, get our guns on target. You got one more laser beam shot.
Oh, and I do remember that back before we had spectator slots and training rooms. Yeah, you would load in a CV as a caster, immediately torpedo yourself to death, so no one else would get the penalty or whatever, and also just because it was the fastest, easiest way. And then you would, from the death cam, that's how you would cast tournaments.
I think this guy is in trouble. I think he's lost the sauce. He got lost in the plot, boys. We're just gonna follow him and watch him die. I don't know where I shoot him here to try to get a citadel. Right up the butt? All right. Zuikatsu says right up the butt. We're giving it right up the butt. Not up. Never mind. Not up the butt anymore. We've been lied to. Everything's a
Also,
lie.
for the record, yes, I know Napoli is not a destroyer. I was saying Napoli, or if there was a destroyer in your battle.
Think we want one. We got our funny button one more time. Where the heck do I shoot him? Superstructure? That sounds so boring though.
It's so blasé.
So there are different things. Oh,
So that's where you want
gotta
to shoot a Sabir. Is if you have their broadside.
die.
This goes for most
I'm
ships.
burning alive.
Their citadel generally
Please die.
stretches from underneath their
No.
forward turrets all the way back to underneath their rear turrets.
Not humanity.
So, for instance, the area on
Oh, the
Snarf's ship
hubris.
under his forward turrets, where he was shot, was part of his citadel. And that's why you could see the big explosion effect when he got shot there, and also the massive amount of damage he took directly to his face.
I'm cursed. Big sad. Okay.
Big sad.
I
Big
can't win.
snarf.
Big. That was a horrible set of matches by me. Holy crap.
I think our win rate for the night was not.
We're just not gonna look at this. That doesn't exist.
That's
That don't exist. We
Gee
got
Willikers there. That's a lot of red.
That's a lot of red, Bob.
I had we had one win when I was in the Sabir earlier, and then defeat.
Whoa, we know you don't have to admit how much you like feet on stream. It's dangerous. The
Snarf.
first day, give some time. I like spunk. You like feet. We get it. It's fine.
Oh. First the theater kid thing, now this. You're really just making it worse with every week, aren't you?
That's my goal. They made me lead for some reason. Here
You're
we
gonna
are.
bully me out of the
Congratulations.
stream at this rate.
All right, everybody. So that is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for getting. That was honestly, you have like such a wealth of knowledge that I can't wait to tap
I
into
appreciate
and actually
being
get
here.
better.
Thank you
So,
guys for teaching me how to stream. By the way, off camera, I could barely turn on the computer, so I would like to thank Snarf for having
it was
mercy on me.
pretty entertaining watching you like first go to the monitors and wondering why they weren't turning on.
Well, it's because I'm the only
but-
one at this company that turns off the monitors to save power.
We have the technology. They have
go
a timer.
They go offline, but then they
They're
don't
still
turn off
plugged
fully.
in. They're still drawing power if they're plugged in. I'm pretty
I don't
sure.
know.
I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
that's yeah. Hi everybody.
Shane's no, he's not.
All right, we're gonna get Raiden out to Lord Zath. So
Yes.
if you ever want to tune in to another fantastic CC, get some more warships in there. Tune in tomorrow. We got another
are usually
stream.
around this time. We have a stream. The NA community stream is every Wednesday at this time. So it's 5 to 7 CST. Translate that into your local time as you will. But whatever time you've been watching us now, you can catch us here next week.
We'll be right back. So and then next, actually, it'll be nice. I'll be the one. I'll be the void from the beyond. We get to see how you and Zuikatsu
Oh, the
do
real new
on
guys
the
doing
thing.
this.
Like the two experts going head to head. See who gets the most XP. We'll have the third week of the leaderboards too. I'm curious to see what that's going to be. Okay, guys. We love y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it.
There's only one first stream, and you guys were here to watch that. So excited to see your long, illustrious career coming here at Wargaming. We got a whole new NA crew, and I'm really excited to see everything that's going to be coming down the pipes. So couldn't do it without all of you coming to tune in, having a good time. Please check out the new link for Discord, and we'll see you guys
See you guys next week.
Adios.
Adios.